Aim to be human. What is it all about? Well, let me tell you a little bit about what Aim to be Human is all about. Being a good parent is a huge responsibility, and being a good human, it's an even bigger responsibility. And I say this because at our core, all human beings are created in the same image and likeness, and every human being is hardwired for connection, healthy connection. Connection with the Creator, connection with self, and connection with others. And when we don't have these healthy connections, it becomes more challenging, dare I say impossible, to effectively take on additional responsibilities, especially the role of parent, being a good mom or a good dad. Being a good human means that you are able to gather data, information from the experiences of life. And you are able to take the information that you have gathered and merge it with your feelings and emotions in such a way that you are able to do additional processing for additional understanding that allows you to make healthy decisions, decisions that serve you and others well. And as a result of these healthy decisions that you are making, you are producing things that serve the world well. And it serves your children well. Not just now, it serves you and your family well now and in the future. What does it mean to perceive? To perceive means that some experience has engaged one or more of your sensors. We usually call it senses, but I call them sensors because that's exactly what they are. Your sense of sight, smell, taste, sound, your skin is what you can feel when things touch when things touch your skin, and your nervous system. That's how you feel. And all of these are necessary to experience the world, to be in connection with other people, whether it's a intimate connection, and by intimate I don't mean sexual. I mean where you are in relationship with somebody where you feel safe enough and you are willing to share the inner details, the inner world of your humanness with another human being. You are willing to share your feelings, your emotions, your hopes, your dreams, your desires, your fears with another human being. And hopefully you're sharing with somebody that will nurture and protect and care for what it is that you're sharing with them. But back to being a good parent, this is what your children need from you. They need you to be a good human so that when you take on the additional role and responsibility of being a good parent, you are able to do so well. So many are struggling, are challenged by the issues that exist within their humanity, that when they take on these additional responsibilities of being a good mom, a good dad, the leader at work, a co-worker, or whatever, it applies across all dynamics. Any additional responsibilities that you take on when you are not well at the core layer of your humanness, your humanity, it is compromised by the areas that are not doing well. And for so many, this is directly connected to your feelings and emotions. It is not possible to be a healthy human being and not be able to be in healthy relationship with your feelings and emotions. Your feelings and emotions are tools for direction, protection, and connection. And when you are in healthy relationship with the Creator, self, and others, you tend to make better, healthier connections. You tend to move in the right direction with less you tend to move in the right direction with less sidetracking, less going in the wrong direction to figure out what the right direction is. And you tend to receive the warning signs, aka red flags, when you are going in the wrong direction a lot quicker, or in bad connection a lot quicker. But when you're not in healthy relationship with your feelings and emotions, there is a tendency to stay in unhealthy relationships. There is a tendency to go in the wrong direction. And for this reason, it is imperative that you as the parent do the intentional healing work to get in healthy relationship with your feelings and emotions, so that at the human level, you can heal. And then at the parent level, you will be healthier in a mental capacity and a emotional capacity to take on the responsibilities well of being a good parent. And the way to do this is by learning how to take aim in the right direction, which is back to the title of Aim to Be Human. AIM is the framework that I created, and it stands for Acknowledge, Identify, and Modify. The A is for acknowledge your feelings and emotions. You must be in good relationship with your feelings and emotions to acknowledge them. All feelings and emotions are good because they carry data, necessary information that requires you to do additional processing to understand what response you need to provide, to give. But when you're not in healthy relationship with your feelings and emotions, you will deny, dismiss, distort, suppress. You will turn to addictive behaviors and habits to numb out your feelings and emotions because you don't want to feel them because they're too uncomfortable and you don't know how to feel them and work through the discomfort to get to the data that they are trying to give you. The I is for identify. Identify the root cause. And you can always identify the root cause because you can always identify the impact because it changes the way you behave. And unfortunately, the way you behave, usually it happens at such an early stage of your life, which is in childhood, that you usually don't even have a memory of what your behavior was like before to say that something changed. It usually happens so early on in childhood that you don't have memories of better behaviors to compare it to. And a lot of people are walking around as adults saying crazy things like, that's just the way I am. I'm like that with everybody. No, that's not just the way you are. Those are what we call trauma responses. Those are poor habits and behaviors that you learned in childhood to cope with the trauma, the experiences that you were having in your childhood that were not healthy for you. And after you learn how to identify the root cause of the behaviors that you display when you feel these uncomfortable feelings and emotions, now it's time to work on modifying those behaviors, modifying the addictions, the poor habits and behaviors that are hurtful and harmful to you and your children to behaviors that serve you and your children well, now and in the future. So many people have these mindsets of, I can just do this because it's something temporary that I'm going to do to take care of me and my family. And you think that because making this quick money in whatever way that is not legal or not ethical or it's immoral, because you're doing it now and it's temporary, it serves you and your family well because it's taking care of the immediate needs right now. But what's the long-term impact? What impact is it going to have in the long run? Will it serve you guys well in the future? And those are real thoughts and considerations that you as a parent need to give to the decisions that you are making. And for this reason, this is why I named my platform Aim to Be Human. This is why I wrote my book, Aim to Be Human. Because as humans, it is imperative that you learn how to aim to be human, how to acknowledge your feelings, identify the root cause, and modify the behaviors that are not serving you and your family well now and in the future. And I'll just end it there because I'm about to go into something completely different. But I want to end it there, and I wanted to take a moment to share with you why I chose Aim to Be Human. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video.